Hannes, and I'm going to show you the navigation list extension, which I've been working on for quite a long while, but not as actively. Hello. Should repeat myself. Yeah. For the audience online, my name is Hannes, and I'm going to show off the navigation list extension, which I've been working on for a while now. It isn't completed yet, but it's quite far and it's quite powerful. In games, one of the typical problems is pathfinding. It's very difficult in most situations, and you have this typical limitation of you being in a 2D grid, like you can see at the bottom. If you want to go around an obstacle, you have to go in like a grid-like pattern. It's not very smooth and it's very limited. One of the solutions for this is that you can make the grid finer. It becomes slower the finer you make it, and it's still not very smooth, and you get more and more problems the more you try to work around it. So I'm presenting a possible solution to the very problem. Don't be square. This is a navigation mesh. It's a pathfinding, just like you're used to, but where the nodes in the pathfinding grid can be a polygon, which means that I can stitch together this map to use in my game in any shape I really want to. As you can see, this has many curves and all that. So I can just click here and it will find a path, and I can automatically navigate an object to the destination I clicked. It will find the shortest path. I just clicked hello, and it will find the right path. But yeah, well, that's one of the things I need to work on. Yeah, how it works is that if sorry, I need to say that there exist many navigation mesh solutions for other game engines. This one I feel is very unique because it uses one navigation mesh for all kinds of objects and all radiuses of objects you want to navigate. Typically, when you use in other, like Unity or whatever, they tend to generate a mesh which they then shrink to avoid colliding into obstacles. I wasn't really satisfied with a solution like that. So I began to write my own techniques that will take radius of the object and then avoid the obstacles in a pretty decent way. You can see this gap is too small for this object with this radius to go through here, so it'll have to find a way around. If I were to reduce the radius of this object, you'll see that suddenly it can go through. This is really good for games where you have units of different sizes. For example, an RTS game where you have a tank that isn't supposed to go through a tiny door, where only foot soldiers can go through. It's possible with this extension. This is a game Nico has been working on. I just adopted navigation mesh into it. This shows that you can use it for like RPG games where you walk around. This particular example shows that you can do a perspective correction of your game map. So if Papuet, what's his name, walks near the horizon, he walks slower and gets smaller. And if I click here, he will get bigger and walk faster and faster because he's closer to the camera. If I press this button, you can see how the navigation mesh works. This is how I created the map, and these are the obstacles you want to avoid. this line represents the horizon. If I change it, I can change the map. Right now it changes the map too, but it shows how how much power this extension has. You can really change whatever you want here. I'm just gonna change it back so it fits with the actual game world. So now we have this pretty good representation of our game map, if you want to call it that, where we can go and what we can see. So what else could we use this for? I've showed you movement control, and I want to show you a bit of how you can use enemy AI with this and use it for line of sight. And for example, if you have a game where units can shoot, you can figure out if it shoots in one particular direction, you will know exactly where it hits on a wall or another unit. So I created this small RTS game. I don't know if you want to believe me, but this is written in 3 events. Minus the scrolling code, of course. And the units will pathfind around and will get to the destination. I'm actually using my own, the Flunk extension, which I showed you here last year, 2 years ago. This enemy turret thing shows you line of sight. If the units go up here, it won't be able to see them, and it can't shoot at them. So I thought I want to stress test. I want to see how fast this ray testing is. So I created this small map where I can walk around, and yes, there are some bugs I'm going to fix, but you can see it's really easy to see exactly what I can see and what I can't see from my particular location. And with this information, I thought to myself, why not make a small raycaster? Walk around it. And then, of course, what fun is it to walk around in a flat shaded world when you can have Wolfenstein? And this is just a byproduct of what the extension can do. It's really not something I planned to do. This is using Loki's surface object. So I don't know why it's running so slow right now. But
that's not my fault.
I really want to make this extension as easy to use as possible. Right now you have to define the areas yourself manually where you can go and where you can't go. I really want to make it so you can just kind of like draw a shape in a bitmap, in an image where you want to be able to walk, and the extension should itself be able to calculate the mesh where you can walk around it. I want to be able to do line paths so you can be restricted to only walking on a thin line, and you can click somewhere near the line and it would still be able to walk to that general position, the closest point to it. I want to do points of interest, so you can mark spots on the map where you can be able to quickly find the nearest object, not in screen space but in the map, how long it would take to walk to the closest point of interest. As I said here, for example, if an enemy is hurt and wants to pick up a health kit, he can just search the map for the nearest one from his location. Or, the possibilities are kind of endless here. I want to do teleportation links, so it will be able to pathfind through a teleportation point. I don't know who's going to use this, but I really want to support it, so any kind of game is possible. Right now, there's no collision detection with the mesh, but I thought it was a really good idea because otherwise you can't have shaped collisions. It would be really cool if you could make a racing game with this. You would just be able to stay around in it and collide with it. Questions?
Some from the chat. What sort of efficiency does it have? Is there a maximum number of objects you can control at once?
No, not really. It's quite fast, and I've optimized it quite a lot. So even if you have 300 objects you want to send to the same destination, it will do a lot of caching of the found path, so it can reuse that. It will only do the local optimization of the path. I'm going to show you a little bit of the events from it. I have two ways of steering the objects. In this example, I have some code to draw the mesh, which you just can ignore. But otherwise, I just have one event, user click with left button, navigate this object with this radius to X mouse, Y mouse, with 300, and it does it automatically. You don't have to do anything at all. The other option I have, which I showed you in the RPG example, at the start of the level, I added the objects I control to the blocking object as a void, and when I click, I guide the vehicle to the destination. The navigation mesh object will then do a callback. This object is currently being guided, and I can then, just like if you control a donkey with a carrot on a stick, you will have this point where you can navigate the object towards. It will always be a point in front of the object you are being guided. So I can just tell the flock object that it should guide it towards this point that the navigation mesh tells it to. And you can then do whatever movement you want to. You can code your own, you can use my extension, you can use the easing objects or whatever. I won't be able to limit you. It is all up to you how you want to do that. It's really simple to guide an object otherwise. If I just want to do a simple navigation of an object, I just say automatically guide navigate an object. I want to navigate on this one. It has a radius of 40. The X mouse. And speed 2. And I can then choose, do I want a smooth edge avoidance, where it will, with the radius of the object, avoid the edges, or I can do simple. It will just kind of like avoid the edges. It won't avoid edges at all, it will just find the shortest path, so you can choose yourself. Or I can tell it to not optimize the paths. It will just use the center points from the polygons. The most common use is just use this. It's smooth and it's fast and it looks good. The direction mode. Here I can choose to tell the object to automatically change the angle. many people can use that. I can check the direction. In the RPG example from Niku, you saw that he just changed the general direction in which he was walking. I used this one. You have options where you can use that. In Niku's example, I used this scale object based on perspective depth. So if the object is, I'm using this optional feature where you can set the perspective, and it will scale the object based on how far it is in the background. Okay, up to you. And that's that. Nothing more. Yes, you can. Actually, it's very, very. I have many actions and expressions to do all that. You saw in this example where I'm drawing the map for you here. This is drawn using the surface objects, and I do that by telling the navigation mesh object to iterate all the polygons and edges, and I can then draw it quite easily. For example, start a frame, iterate polygons, uniterate the polygons, I can la 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 la, and draw lines and polygons. But otherwise, I have this. You can load map from a file, clear map polygons, add polygon by string, points, save current points as polygons. You can enable and disable polygons. For example, if you in your game are creating or disabling obstacles, for example, create a pathway because a tunnel collapses or whatever you want, you can disable one path and it will find an alternative path. And you can all do that by name or by a coordinate, so you can just click on it and it will disable that path. All up to you. These links are when two polygons are just next to each other, and it will automatically create a link between the two, so you're able to walk between those two polygons. But if you, for example, are making a game where where you only want a one-way link, for example, if there's a place where you can fall down from a ledge, but you can't go the other way, you can do that with these links. You can just disable the link from one polygon to another, and only leave it the other direction. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, you can hold the edges between polygons, you can manipulate those, create points of interest by name, by position, and iterate the map. And of course, recasting. And you have the conditions. You have line of sight. Object has line of sight to a position. That's line of sight between two positions. You have all these conditions and expressions and actions to you can do a map editor with this extension too. So yeah. More questions?
What will be exporters?
Right now it's only the C++ runtime, but of course I will hold it to iOS and I'll see if I can get it ported to Android as well.
Android will do that.
Yes. As well?
Any release date?
Good question.
You're working on that.
Yeah, working on that.
And big documentation.
Yes. There's a lot of actions and all that, so it's gonna need a lot of documentation, but as you can see, I could make an object get navigated to one position just by one action. It is so easy to use. If you don't want all the advanced features, you don't have to worry about them.
Any other questions?
Will it be only for Multimedia Vision 2 or also to
It will most likely be for Fusion 2.5.
All right, thank you.